Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey, and Daytona, Florida. So we're done with Shaka's bike. It's on its way back to Texas. We went over it thoroughly. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant. I'm really upset with the previous shop. It's not fair. You shouldn't do this to any client, but it's just not fair. Shaka's a really nice guy. Shipped the bike. He got tired of going back and forth to the other shop, so he just cut his losses and gave up. He just wanted it right. So he shipped the bike from Texas to Florida. Then he flew out here and hung out with us for a couple of days. Got to talking with him. He's really simple dude, just likes quality stuff, wants stuff to run the first time. He doesn't want to cause problems or arguments. He just wants his stuff right. So he gave them more than enough time. They had the bike for 30 days. So they had the bike for a full month. But as I got into it, went over what was done to the bike, they didn't work on this bike for a month. So first they took a deposit to order his equipment with his own money. Fine. You hold the bike for 30 days and the bike had a Rockford kit in it. The Rockford cut-ins were already done for the 6 mines. The Rockford rear speaker wires were already installed for the 6 mines. The Rockford power wire with the 60 amp fuse that powers the Rockford 400 watt amp was left. So you literally had the bike for a month to change the radio, add an amplifier to the wires that were already there, put 4 screws in the rear speakers on each side, and 4 screws in the front speakers on each side. I don't see how that's more than 2, 3, 4 hours of work. So a half a day's work, you held this bike for 30 days. What I think happened was you let it sit for 29 days, then on the 30th day just threw it together, didn't tune it, didn't go over it, because you didn't have to remove the gas tank. The wires were already ran. You didn't upgrade the wires, so you didn't have to remove the gas tank. You didn't have to remove the saddlebag because the speaker wires were already there, the 18 gauge Rockford speaker wires with quick disconnects. So 30 minutes to swap speakers, an hour to remove and reinstall the fairing, 1 hour to pull the speaker pods and swap the speakers, 15 minutes put in the radio. We're in the middle of riding season. You had a gentleman's bike for a full month. Make it make sense. And you lost a really good client. He's a super, super nice guy, did not argue, told me, I'm not a rich guy, but I want to pay to get it done right. Just treat me fairly, and that's what we did. Didn't argue one thing. Any recommendation that I made, he went for it. I gave him credit on whatever equipment I could, and we made him whole. The bike sounds phenomenal. So you're not taking care of a client that's willing to ship his bike out of state, fly in to listen to a couple bikes, fly back, have the bike shipped back, and doesn't argue with you. And as soon as I sent him the invoice, it was paid within 30 minutes. Like, crazy. You shouldn't mistreat anybody, but this poor guy spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the past 2 months for no reason. Could have kept him in your state, could have made him whole. It was only a 4-speaker setup. Like, whatever. Thank you for giving us this chance, Shaka. I'm glad you're happy with the way the bike sounds. Thank you for trusting us. Check out the build, check out what we did for him. So we ended up doing Electrac. We could not fit the 2404 that was in there along with the 3000. I just wasn't comfortable with the fit. We tried. It was just too tight. So we ended up doing a 3000.1 Sound Digital, Dubie's bass knob to control it in the fairing. We removed the 2400 and went with a 1200.4. Now you're thinking that we lost output, not necessarily, because the speakers are really, really efficient and they weren't getting the full power from the 2400. The fronts were way too loud and the backs weren't loud enough. So now, since we sealed imported the bags, we couldn't use the 6 mine. He had CHX 6 mines. The magnet was just too big. We pushed the topper down as far as we could. The lid just wouldn't close. I knew it was going to happen, but we tried anyway. So we ended up going with CH 6.5s in the lids, which are super efficient. They play super loud. And we swapped out his 2 ohm CMX carbons in the front for 4 ohms, so it played more evenly. So now the bike plays nice and even. The bike is super loud with mids. It's got nice punchy mid bass from the front, and then the Cicada 10-inch mid bass carbon fibers give the low end that he needs. He can see when he's clipping because he's got the Dubiee bass knob in the front, so whenever he sees the red light up, just backs it down a little bit. We ran 10 gauge oxygen-free copper wire to the 10s. We ran 14 gauge oxygen-free copper wire to the 6 mines and the 6.5s in the lids, and 14 gauge in the front to the 6.5 pods. HCAD Mini DSP, I don't know what happened that one of the channels wasn't working before. Maybe it was one of the RCAs was shorted in the wiring. First shop didn't catch it, second shop didn't catch it, they just muted channel 4. I have all 8 channels in the DSP running with 0 issues. I thought maybe there's a problem with the DSP and we would move channel 3 and 4 to 5 and 6 since they weren't being used, but I was able to run channel 1 and 2 to the fairing, 3 and 4 to the lids, 5 and 6 not used, 7 and 8 to the mid-bass drivers. So all the channels on the DSP work. We kept the passcode that was in there. We just erased the tune and redid it. So I don't know what they did that the DSP wasn't happy with. It might have been channel 4 on the amplifier because we didn't dig that far into it. No, it wasn't that either because we had the 2404 playing and all 4 channels played. So I don't know. Maybe it was a bad RCA. Something they did caused there to be no signal on channel 4, and then they just Y-jacked channel 3. But now all the channels work. He's got stereo, channel 1 and 2, 3 and 4, left and right work. All the channels on the DSP work. So we kept the HCAD Mini in there. They ran a single, they left the single 8 gauge oxygen-free copper wire to run a 2400 watt amp. We pulled it all out. So we did a 0 gauge from the lithium battery to the distribution block. Then from the distribution block, we did 2 4 gauge runs, one for the 1200, one for the 3000. We did double 4 gauge grounds, and then we did a 0 gauge upgraded ground from the battery to the frame. Kept the limitless lithium battery that he had in there, just charged it up for him. There's nothing in the tour pack, so he lost the use of his saddlebags, but he has 100% use of his tour pack. There's no audio equipment in it. All the amps are in the fairing. So for you other shops out there, you have to be careful when you do stuff like this to a client. You're hurting the entire industry because Shaka's willing to give another shop another chance because he really loves his music and he really wanted the bike to be right. Some clients get upset, end up trading the bike in, buying a brand new bike, and never doing aftermarket audio again. So as terrible as the factory audio is, at least they don't have to go through these headaches. So by not doing the right thing, you're actually hurting the industry because as clients get burned more and more, they lose faith in the aftermarket and they'll just buy a bike and keep it stock and only do the upgrades to the dealer. That way they don't have to deal with this. They can go to any dealer and get service. So that's something to think about. Just what we do is not magic. We treat all the bikes with respect. We take a little bit more time. We keep the clients in the loop to what we're going to do. And we ask for permission before we make moves because it's not our property. It's property that belongs to the client. But rant's over. Glad we're able to fix it. Added Shaka to our NVS Audio family. Check out the build. That explains why his navigation wasn't working. During the install, they broke his antenna. This is all supposed to be inside there. So without this, the nav would never calibrate, would never see any of the satellites. We ordered him a new one from the dealer, and now everything works. We now have working navigation. So we're wrapping her up. She's going home. We have this 0 gauge oxygen-free copper going into our fused distribution block, and then 4 gauge for the 4 channel and 4 gauge for the 3000.1. We have 6-pine adapter plate to 6.5. That way the lid would close, even with the topper. Bags are now sealed and ported. Run Cicada CH in the back, and then we used the Diamond Audio waterproof membrane to keep water out of the horn. We swapped out the CMX in the front for 4 ohm. Those are the carbon fiber 6.5s. We added GPS navigation antenna, so now the built-in navigation of the radio works. And we added a Sirius satellite tuner, so now all the features he originally asked for work on the radio. We use a Lex rack to get everything to fit. HCAM mini DSP, 1200.4, 3000.1. We're gonna clean up all the wiring and get everything situated. We're still mocking up to make sure the headlight fit. Dubiee bass knob so you can control the volume of the bass from the front and see if the amp's clipping. Cirrus antenna, GPS nav antenna, Cirrus tuner, 3000.1, 1200.4, DSP. DSP's bolted down, amps are bolted down.
Everything.
Something's got a hold on me lately, though I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Whoa, out of my mind, how many times did I tell you I'm no good at being alone? Yeah, it's taking a toll on me, trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know how to run?
Shall not fear no man but God, though I walk through the valley of death. She's in the teeth, I should down before I wait. Please God, walk, grab a nigga and take me to heaven. Back in elementary, thrived on misery. Left me alone, I grew up amongst a dying breed. Inside my mind, couldn't find a place to rest until I got that thug like tatted on my chest. Tell me, can you feel me? I'm not living in the past, you wanna last. Be the first to blast. Remember Cater, no longer with the seat the seats. Call on the sirens, seen the murder in the streets. Yeah, rest in peace. Is there heaven for a G? Remember me, so many homies in the cemetery shed so many tears. I suffered through the years and shed so many tears. Lord, I lost so many pigs and shed so many tears. Now that I'm struggling in this business by any means, label me greedy, getting green, but seldom seen. And fuck the world cause I'm cursed. I'm having visions of leaving here in the hurt.
On that thing, I'm the MJG pimp tank.
me how deep love can be.